Hello everyone, welcome to this video about BMP or BGP Monitoring Protocol. In this video, I'll walk through what BMP is, why it exists, and how it helps engineers to monitor BGP activities without affecting network traffic. Let's begin with a quick recap of what BGP is. The internet is made up of thousands of independent networks. Each of these networks are under some domain or AS or an autonomous system. So BGP is used to move traffic between ASs. There are two main types of BGPs, IBGP and eBGP. eBGP works between two different autonomous systems, whereas IBGP works within a single autonomous system. But once BGP is running, a key question remains. How do engineers actually see what BGP is doing in real time without changing any traffic or routing or breaking anything? The problem is that BGP is hard to observe. BGP is known as the routing protocol of the internet and has to deal with millions of routes with constant updates. Routers constantly update routes based on failures, policies, and performance changes. Engineers often need to answer questions like why did a route disappear, who advertised an incorrect prefix, or why is traffic taking a different path, etc. Now, logging into a router manually and capturing a snapshot in that moment in time is not the ideal way. What we need is a continuous stream of BGP updates. So this is when BMP comes into picture. BMP stands for BGP Monitoring Protocol and it runs on the router and allows routers to send a real-time copy of BGP messages to a monitoring system. The idea is simple. BGP makes routing decisions and then BMP observes those decisions. BMP does not influence routing, it does not change traffic. It is purely built for visibility and analysis. You can think of BGP like a traffic controller at an intersection and BMP like a traffic camera, which records what is going on. BMP allows engineers to monitor route announcements and withdrawals, BGP session state changes, routing table snapshots, and any policy effects that were applied or filtered. Let's take a look at different BMP messages and what the router actually sends to the BMP station. So to begin with, the most important type of message is the route monitoring message. These messages carry actual BGP updates between different routers and notify when routes are announced, changed, or withdrawn. The second type of message is a peer-up message. Let's say in this topology, a new router gets added, say R3, and it gets connected to R1. Then this connection is also announced through BMP to the BMP station, which is known as the peer up notification. Similarly, there's a peer down notification, which notifies whenever a peer goes down. The fourth type of notification or message that BMP can send is a statistic report. So under this, the router can send the number of routes processed, some update counters, performance counters, etc. The last two messages are to do with the connection between the router and the BMP station. So the last two types of messages are initiation and termination messages. Initiation message is sent whenever a BMP monitoring starts a session, and termination message is whenever this connection between the station and the router ends. So why BMP? BMP is widely used for troubleshooting and debugging to understand why routes changed or if any issues happened in the network. It is also used to audit routing policies, for example, like verifying that routing rules behave correctly. It is used for detecting route leaks or hijacks. And it is generally used by all ISPs, cloud providers, security teams, or anywhere really where deep routing visibility is needed. So, to summarize, the internet is dependent on BGP, and BMP helps engineers monitor, debug, and protect that system. It doesn't control routing but gives the visibility needed to keep the internet stable and secure. So, if you want to go deeper into the technical details, BMP is standardized in RFC 7854, which defines message formats, protocol behaviors, and monitoring rules. It's a great reference if you want to explore BMP at an engineering level. Thank you for watching and consider subscribing and liking.